Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Scott's Selections here for Tuesday, January 28th. Before we get into today's play of the day, a quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up picking up a very eventful push on the Iowa Hawkeyes -6 as they took on the Wisconsin Badgers. Game was kind of crazy if you weren't paying attention to it. Iowa was down. They ended up going on a 23-5 run, and they ended up going up 7 with, I believe it was like 8 seconds left or so. We needed Wisconsin to miss and Iowa to get a rebound. Wisconsin missed. Garza, Iowa's big man, got hit in the face, and Wisconsin ended up recovering the offensive rebound, hit a layup to go down 5. Then Garza got called for a tech for going after somebody in Wisconsin, or at least staring in his direction, which I kind of thought was warranted because he got absolutely smacked across the face. And other than that, Wisconsin made 1 or 2 free throws, then they fouled, Iowa made both, and Iowa ended up winning by 6. Very eventful game there. We ended up taking a push, kind of crazy, but either or, nothing really happened yesterday because we got the push. But for today's play of the day, we're actually going to be looking at the NBA, and there's one player prop that I actually like, and we'll be in a matchup between the Atlanta Hawks and the Toronto Raptors, and I think that there is a lot of value on it based on where the line's currently sitting, so for that reason, I'll be giving that out as play of the day. And the play will be on Trae Young double-double, which is available at plus 130 on DraftKings. I know we tried double-double a couple of games ago with Porzingis, and that ended up not working out. But I think this line is just simply way too low, and I think this line should be higher. And for that reason, I'll be giving that out as play today. Now, for Trae Young, if you've looked at his recent numbers, I know that the Hawks are absolutely terrible, but they've actually played Toronto close this season, so I'm a little bit concerned with if Toronto will be able to cover in the actual spread or not. Both these games have been decided by about 5 or 6 points, so I think this game should be a bit close. But if you've looked at Young's numbers against the Raptors, he's played 2 games against the Raptors, and he's averaging 36 points per game and 12.5 assists per game. If you've looked at each of Young's last 3 games, he's had a double-double against the Wizards with 14 assists. He's had a double-double against the Thunder with 16 assists, and he played the Raptors 8 days ago, and ended up dropping 42 and 15. So he's had 15 assists, 16 assists, and 14 assists in each of his last 3 games. And now double-double's currently at plus 130. I think that's a gift. I mean, if you compare the numbers here, I mean, you got assists on DraftKings, which is available, assists on FanDuel, I should say, for Trae Young is currently at 9.5 at minus 102. So, in other words, I'm getting the over 9.5 mixed together with pretty much over 10 points, and I think that's pretty much a gift. I think Young should have a pretty solid game. I mean, the Hawks have been terrible defensively, so I expect this game to turn into a track meet. I mean, they gave up 133 points in their last game, 140-something points against the Thunder, but they scored 152 points against the Wizards and 111 points against the Thunder, and even 117 points against the Raptors in the last meeting. I think this line's too low. I think this line should be somewhere around even money, maybe like plus 105, just based on how badly Young has absolutely torched the Raptors so far this season. I think this could turn into a bit of a sweat if this game turns into a blowout, which it very well could. But at the end of the day, this line's just too low. I mean, everyone knows what the Hawks pretty much try to do. They're 12-35. They don't actually win games. All they do is try to give Trae Young good stat lines, and I think you should see something similar to that. They don't play much defense. This game should turn into a track meet. I think Atlanta should be able to score around 120 points in this game, and I think that based on how Young has been able to find teammates over the last 3 games, I think you should see him play well once again. So play of the day, once again, will be on Trae Young double-double, which is available at plus 130, and that line is available on DraftKings at time of recording of 4:45 Eastern Time. Now, looking at the rest of the betting card here, I'm going to lean to Memphis here, -1 against Denver. This line's a little bit questionable to me. I know Jamal Murray's still out for Denver, but Denver still played pretty well in his absence. Jokic has looked really solid, but Memphis is still a -1 favorite, and I think that for that reason, Memphis will be the right side. Lean to the Grizzlies on that one. Other than that, I'm going to lean to Miami here, -1. I know that Miami played yesterday, but Boston's supposed to be missing Enes Kanter and Jason Tatum, and I think that's going to be too much for them to overcome. Plus, Miami, at -1 is a gift considering the fact that they are 21-2 at home this season. So they're basically unbeatable at home, and now they're laying 1. I think that line is too good of a line to pass up. For that reason alone, lean to Miami. Now looking at the college basketball card here, lean to Villanova -3.5 against St. John's. St. John's has been a very feisty team, but they tend to choke in the second half of games, and Villanova has been very solid defensively. I think this game will be close, but I think Villanova will be able to do enough to cover the spread, so lean to Villanova on that one. Other than that, what else do I like? I'll lean to Rutgers minus the 2.5 here against Purdue. I know Purdue's a very solid rebounding team, but Purdue has been pretty underwhelming on the road, and Rutgers has looked really solid at home, and I think Rutgers should be able to get the job done. Lean to Rutgers minus the 2.5 on that one. Other than that, though, that's pretty much all my thoughts on today's card. Play today, once again, will be Trae Young double-double, which is available at +130 on DraftKings. That's going to be the installment of Scott's Selections here for Tuesday, January 28th. And good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.